West Hammond, Fresno, California, and Tower District. To begin, I'd like to cite that if this ban passes, it's not going to be a legal one because it's in violation of Prop 215 and SB 420, meaning that you cannot set the limit to lower than 6 mature plants and 12 immature plants, regardless. That county ban would be interference with that, and state law supersedes local law. So if this does pass, the first time it goes to court, if they have a good attorney, it's going to be overturned. It's going to be a waste of our time, your time, taxpayer money to represent this case. Moving on, further to support this is the case of People versus Kelly, which states that local law enforcement, it protects cardholders and caregivers from unnecessary arrest and prosecution, which means that by targeting the growers, if they're legal and if they're cardholders, this is unnecessary. The goal should be to target the illegal grows. If there are people who are doing this illegally, if there is money being funneled to cartels, target them, go after them, focus on that. But don't focus on the innocent people who are following the laws, who are following California guidelines that are set forth by them. Moving on, in a section 11362.775 of SB 420, it basically states that I cannot be prosecuted on the sole basis of marijuana cultivation. So if someone is growing marijuana, you cannot prosecute them on the sole basis of growing marijuana if they are a cardholder. Moving on to section 11362.8, no licensee boards may impose a civil penalty or take other disciplinary actions against a licensee based solely on the fact that the licensee is growing in order to perform duties necessary, such as being a cardholder or a caregiver for a cardholder. And to move on to a personal note, I served in the military back in 2005 when I enlisted. I served in the military for 2 years. I was medically discharged due to an injury I sustained. I was stationed at MCOS Miramar, at a Naval Reserve station nearby MCOS Miramar. And there we had a very high fitness standard. There, trying to maintain that fitness standard, I injured my wrist acquiring tendinitis, which causes the tendons of my wrist to swell and rub against the tendon sheath. So when I move my hand up and down, generally it's not a consistent fluid motion as a result of that, and it causes me a lot of pain. After I was in my injury, for 1 month, I had no use of my hands. I was prescribed 1 gram of naproxen daily. Now, to take 1 gram of naproxen daily means I have to take that with a full glass of milk and a meal twice a day. If I do not, the side effects include internal bleeding, severe enough to cause death. During the time before I received my medical marijuana prescription, there would be periods of times where I would go to the restroom and there would be a pool of blood in the toilet. That's terrifying. You have no idea how terrifying that is. It shakes you to your core. After being prescribed medical marijuana 3 years ago when I moved to Fresno County, the pain in my wrist aside, I have full use of my hands. I can play guitar. I can work on my computer like I used to. I can play computer games like I used to. I don't go to the bathroom and make pools of blood. That is a representation of the difference of what medical marijuana does compared to most other prescription medication. Most prescription medication has a laundry list of negative side effects. Marijuana doesn't have that. As a matter of fact, scientifically proven, you cannot even overdose on marijuana. You can take any amount you want to choose, and the worst that will happen to you is you take a very long nap. If I take too much naproxen, I will die. And that's all there is to it. That is the fundamental difference. And again, Inetsky said that a good dentist is not the dentist who rips out the tooth of the cavity. The good dentist is the dentist who salvages the tooth. So if there is a problem with marijuana, we shouldn't just ban it outright and rip the tooth out. We should work on saving the tooth, saving our ability as our legal right in California to grow and to cultivate and to take our medicine, not to ban it. Thank you.
Thank you.